you know that in the 1980s, Games Workshop produced official Doctor Who miniatures? Well, you do now, and I managed to get hold of some, so I thought I'd do a quick video showing those off. So if we just zoom out here, this is the back of the blister packet. It was obviously an opened blister, the one I got hold of. So this is Doctor Who miniatures, fine cast models from Citadel, not fine cast, they are metal, not resin fine cast. Each model is hand cast in a traditional lead alloy to ensure the clarity of the detail. Yep, use Citadel colour paints, and copyright 1985 from the BBC, so there you go. And these were intended to use with the Doctor Who role-playing game from FASA Corporation, which is not something I'm familiar with, I must admit. I've not really looked into it, but that's pretty cool. And other than that, yeah, Citadel Miniatures Games Workshop product. So if I turn it around, you've got this really nice kind of artwork of a Cybermen and a couple of Daleks. And you can see this one which I've got here is the first, second and third Doctors, retailing at £1.95. And it's DW1, so this must have been the first Doctor Who kit they produced. So yeah, that's the blister packet, but I think what you're more interested in seeing is the miniatures themselves. So if I just get them out of my little bag here, so obviously it's the first, second and third Doctors. So if I just take that out of the shot, and here we go. So this is William Hartnell's Doctor, the first Doctor. So you can see they've captured his pose quite nicely there, adjusting his jacket. You can imagine him straight away from this, can't you? I'm not sure who the sculptor was for these miniatures, or sculptors, if there was a couple of them. So if you know that information, let me know down below. But yeah, they're a little bit smaller than your average Games Workshop minis are these days. These are more like a Lord of the Rings scale almost. Probably not quite that small, but they're not far off. So you can see that, copyright BBC 1985. So yeah, nice little detail on him. You can tell definitely who the character is, and that is your first Doctor. So if we come over here to Patrick Troughton, I really like this one. He's holding his little flute, and you've got the nice kind of sculpted detail. I don't know if you can see that on his legs with that kind of tartan effect. I don't know what you'd call that. So, and his nice bowl haircut, very much a thing of the 60s. And there he is, looking pretty cool. The casts come out really nicely as well. I think these miniatures are really nice, and they've captured the characters really well. My favourite one, along with my favourite of one of the classic, at least one of my favourite classic Doctors, it's Jon Pertwee. So there he is, the dandy. So he's got his ruffled collar, which you can also see on his sleeves, where his hand's coming out there. You can see he's holding a sonic screwdriver in his left hand. You've got the wild hair, the long coat, and the cape, obviously. You gotta have the cape, right? So, a little bit of flash there just to pick off. But yeah, that's the Jon Pertwee mini. So, I was really happy to get my hands on these. They weren't super cheap. I paid about £20 for the three of them. So, it's about, what's that, 1000% markup on when they first came out? But, you know, they're pretty cool. I'm really happy to have them, and I'm looking forward to having the chance to paint these as well. I would quite like to get hold of more of these Doctor Who miniatures, given the opportunity. I'm not sure what other ones they made. I know they did Daleks and Cybermen. I'm not sure what other monsters they made, or if they even did like a 4th, 5th and 6th Doctor, which I suppose being 1985, they should have been up to the 6th by then, I think. So yeah, it's entirely possible that they did do that. Yeah, Colin Baker was the 6th, wasn't he? That's right. So yeah, I would really like a Tom Baker, Colin Baker and Peter Davidson Doctors set. Obviously your more recent Doctor Who miniatures are metal ones by Warlord Games, and those are quite nice as well. They've done the companions as well as the actual doctors, so maybe I'll get hold of some of them in the future as well. Maybe they'll be a similar scale to these ones, which would be really nice. Oh yeah, I'll just point out the other interesting thing about these ones is they came on hexagonal slaughter bases, like that, which is pretty cool. I don't know whether I'll put them on these bases or whether I put them onto rounds, to be honest. It depends on how I feel at the time. Maybe I'll stick to the hexagonal ones just for the authenticity. But yeah, that's really cool. And yeah, post down below if you think that's interesting and let me know. And I'll see you very soon.
Exterminate! Exterminate!
Oh dear.